Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Michael again, machine learning engineering from HyperGI. So today I want to show you how to leverage free agents for your work so you can use ChatGPT more efficiently, because I really benefited from it a lot. So I want to share this experience with you. I have been developing agents and testing the capacity of ChatGPT for a while. Ever since it has been released, I have been using it for my work. I found it very handy, especially when multi-agents are working together. And of course, if you know how to program, you put them together, it's like magic. But even you don't know how to program, I want to show you can still use it to do many different kind of things. So, by the way, many people have talked about this on the YouTube, but I think I have different perspective, so I want to share with you. Some parts a little bit tricky, still you can manage it. This is kind of simple showcase for the multi-agents that I put it on this video. So it is from OpenAI's Playground console. You can see that there are several agents with different IDs and instructions. So in the end, you will basically learn how to create those agents, set up the prompt and make them work. But unfortunately, with this kind of console, you cannot make it as a workflow or make those agents collaborate with each other, but you can become master and move the data around. So before we start, I want to show you how to set up the environment. So here's the lab session. Hello, this is our first lab session. So most people have used the ChatGPT for this interface. I use it every day for quick chat. And if you click, you also have the custom instructions, but we cannot set up agent here. So if you come to Google, you search OpenAI playground, should search playground, and you will see different user interface. Here you can create different agent, give it a name, instruction model, and code interpreter, add functions. So in the video, we will talk about function calling a lot, because this is the most important function. The tools you should know. It will help you a lot. We will explain how to set up different step by step. And the most important thing is how to have a framework or method to really set up the effective agents, and then they could work together. This is also the free, you don't have to pay anything. OpenAI give you $5 first time you open an account. I didn't add any payment details, so you can see. So it's just free. You also have different API to try. So yes, that's our setup now. Now we talk about the roadmap for this video. So first, we were trying to understand how GPTs were trained by doing a simple experiment with Dall-E. The OpenAI Dall-E is a platform to generate image. Then we were trying to build a strategic planning agent. After that, we will build a data extraction specialist with ChatGPT. Here you will learn what GPTs are really good at it. You will also learn a secret weapon to make GPTs be more powerful. Maybe you have already heard of it. It's called function calling. It's the feature I love the most from the OpenAI. So finally, we were trying to build an agent that could help us to rank the search results. For this part, you will learn a framework to do prompt engineering in a scientific way. So that's the most valuable thing we shared with you today with this video. If you have watched my previous video, you will know that I have explained to you the size of the data that OpenAI used to train GPTs. Here's the image again. It shows the scale of the data. It is really huge. I mean, look at the right corner. A small dot is me, who using 45 GB data to train a small kind of text retrieve system, and most small and medium-sized company for their whole lifetime, the maximum data they could accrue probably is 1 TB, even less than that. And OpenAI used around 50 TB, even way more than that. It's half big box, so it's huge. So let's do another calculation so we could understand how big the data is. So my laptop is around 6 years old now. I use it for all kinds of work. I have around 100 gigabytes documents saved on my laptop. 50 TB is around 50,000 gigabytes. So assuming the data quality is the same, you can think of 50 TB is around 663 people working for 6 years to generate that much of data, or like one person working for 2,778 years. So I hope this gives you another sense that from the image to time, space to time, is really a huge amount of data. But it's not just about the quality, it is also about the diversity of the data. And the quality, so it's, I have to explain to you a step by step, because they collect a high quality of data all over the internet and structured it in a way that's easy for the model to learn. The knowing how they collect the data and what kind of data they collect is very important, as it will help us to understand how they use the model and how they build the agents, so we could also get some insights to make our work become more efficient. So now let me use an example to show you why data matters a lot, and knowing the structure of the data also matters a lot. Here is the example. This is one of artists I like most. Function calling is I love most from the ChatGPT. So this is one of the artists I like a lot. So his name is called Cai Guoqiang. Netflix has a documentary about him. I highly recommend you to watch it. It's very inspiring. It is called Sky Ladder. So here's the trailer of the documentary. This guy, he mainly used the fireworks to create art. You can have a look after this video. So I only played, several seconds. You can see how he used fireworks to create very cool paintings. Now, let's choose one of his paintings to see how Dall-E could generate it. So here you can see I choose this one from his website. The image has a title is Small Temple in a Fishing Village, with also actual description called Watercolor on Paper. So we will basically copy this information, see how Dall-E could generate step by step. So I copy the title and paste it to the Dall-E. So here is the result. It's not bad, but it's not exactly the same, but it's, at least has a temple. Then we add in the style of Cai Guoqiang. It will generate something different. So I'm not sure whether this is really style of Cai Guoqiang, but whatever it is, so it's different now. But now if we add watercolor on paper, it's getting interesting. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's close. Especially, we put them together to compare, you can see they really have almost the same style now. So this example gives you a certain feeling. What does it mean, high quality of data with good labels, right? So those images with good labels. 50 TB data is not just about the size of data, so also the quality of data. High quality means data is structured with very clear labels. Other factors such as resolution of images, grammar of the text, all important. OpenAI would collect, organize, and map them well. So this data they use to train the model are not just random data. They are structured in a way that could be used to build up a so-called knowledge graph. Things, whether it's labeling, image, they mapped to each other in a way that it is easy for the model to learn. So let's say this example. This is just QA from Stack Overflow. If you haven't heard of it, it's just people could go to ask question and some people will answer it. You have questions for all kinds of topics. You also have answers for those questions. Most importantly, you have people voting for the best answers. Those data are structured in a way that is easy for the model to learn. So, but why knowing this will help us? Because we can use this knowledge, this understanding to build agents that could work with model efficiently if you understand the underlying data structure a little bit better. With those information in mind, you will know how to prepare the data and how to make the data structured and how to make the data higher quality. So now let's do some examples, do a simple experiment with ChatGPT. Here we will build a strategic planning agent. The agent will help us to plan our work. And this is the prompt. So I will read it out. You are a master of doing strategic planning. Your goal is to help your client to get the best plan and executable actions to achieve the client's goal as well as possible. Executable actions are the key keywords or terminology we have to use. If the client's goal is not very clear, help the client to refine the goal too. So, okay, now let's go to the lab session. I recorded the lab session separately, so just let you know because I want to save your time. So for some series, I recorded separately to make it fast. For the lab session, you watch it more like live version. Okay, this is another lab session. So now we will begin to create our first agent. So you click create and you give it a name. Let's call it strategic planning, and then we put the instructions here. So the instructions are predefined prompt. So here we say you are a master of doing strategic planning. Your goal is to help your clients to get the best plan and executable actions to achieve the client's goal. So this is important part. So you want the result returned from ChatGPT could be a list of actions that some people could do or ChatGPT could do. So if client's goal is not very clear, helps the client to refine the goal too, because sometimes we don't know what we want. Now you are hired as a helpful assistant at HyperGI to help your clients. So once you edit instruction, we will choose model. Now we choose GPT-3 Turbo 1106. You can read the document to see the difference between different models, and we click the save. So once we have our agent created, it will show on the left. We could click test. Then we will begin to test. On the whole video, we will explain what are the functions, code interpreter, how you retrieve step by step. But now let's do a simple agent. So I say, okay, I want to record a video to explain the subscribers in my channel about prompt engineering. Give me the plans. So if we run this, you see, because our goal is not very clearly, here the ChatGPT would ask back, help us to refine our goal. So I'm happy to help you create a plan, blah, blah. So let's start by defining the goal for this video. What do you hope to achieve this video? Are you aiming to educate your subscribers? Promote a product or service related to blah, blah, blah. Clarify the goal will help us to create the most effective plan. So you see, my goal is to educate, I mean, I don't have rights to educate other people, to share what I have learned from my experience, and so others could do the same for the better life, let's say. Because at least I benefited, so I hope you will benefit too. So we put it here. For this kind of test model, could be slow, and we get this. So introduction, so it sounds like you go to share valuable blah blah blah, and first we do instruction, introduce yourself, and overview of prompt engineering, key principles and strategies, practical application, call to action, and closing. Okay, so you see, now it gives us a plan to actually what I should do within the video, but I want a plan to prepare the video first because I need to do research for my video. So give me the plan. It's still running. Okay, now we got the plan. So let's read it. Here is the detailed plan to guide your research process. First, define key topics and subtopics. Start by identifying the key topics and subtopics related to prompt engineering you intend to cover in the video. So this is good because I do have topics, right? I have big topic is prompt engineering and subtopics like data quality, amount of data, different things, and gather existing knowledge. So I did gather my existing knowledge. Literature review, this part, I did a small literature review by checking other videos from the YouTube. Interview expert opinions, so real-time example. So I don't have this. I have case studies and real-life examples here, like what we are doing, and gather visual resources. I do. So I have some photos, pictures, and synthesize and organize information, fact-checking, and validation. So I guess with this kind of fast speed production, sometimes we don't do this very well, but it's quite important. So nice, we get the plan, but you can see for this kind of general interactions, right? We need different kind of process or redefine the thing what we want, and sometimes it's not very clear. This lab session is to tell you we should not try and use ChatGPT to do a very general questions like strategic planning or guidance things unless you have clear goal or instructions. Otherwise, you can use this kind of quite loose instruction to let GPT guide you, to lead you to something you really want. Okay, so this is our lab session for the small agent, and the main part here is this one because you want the planning would return executable actions. So, and also to add this line, keep it in mind, we will have different agent. Each agent do a small function. So keep the prompt simple. Don't make it so long. Okay. Okay. Now we finish this lab, and then we will talk about what we learned from this part. Okay. As we have did together in our lab session, and you can see this kind of strategic planning is still too abstract. It could give us some directions, but you will not feel that you are being empowered. Therefore, so the rule number one for you when you use ChatGPT to build up the agent, avoid using ChatGPT to answer very general questions. You can consult with it, but do not rely on it, okay, because it's too general and too abstract. Now, let's do another experiment with ChatGPT. So this time we will build a data extraction specialist. The agent will help us to extract data from the internet. Here is the prompt. So you are a data extraction specialist that is responsible for retrieving specific data points from various sources based on user request. You can fetch specific data points from different sources as per user request depending on the specific context or industry. You are now hired as a helpful assistant for helping your client at HyperGI. So we do another lab session without using the function calling feature to see how it works. The purpose of this lab session is to really introduce you the function calling and explain to you why it's so useful and so powerful to use this small function calling parameters structure sense. Okay, let's continue to do our lab session. And this time we do a data extraction. I have already put an instruction here so you can read it. We actually have already read it from the slides. So now let's test it. For this one, because I want to demo that ChatGPT is extremely good at of this kind of stuff. So extracting data points for some key contact information. We will use example. So let's say you collect a lot of information. You want to organize the contact details, right? So you want the client's mobile phone number, email, whatever it is. So sometimes you want to extract some paragraph that mentioned Harry Potter, something like that. So we go to Google, we type a company called Just Experts. So this is our partner company in Düsseldorf. They are very good at providing the consultation and IT transformation for small and medium-sized company. So go to their website, and now we will go to the imprint, right? So we go to the imprint. There's a lot of information. I just Control C and Control A and Control C, copy everything. So I come back here. So I said, okay, I have a web page information as text copied as text. So extract context information for me from the text. Here is the text. Right, so you paste it here, so it's all the text here, and let's run. So it's just simple example, but if even the text is very long, they could still do it. You see here, I already opened the function calling, so I will have to delete it first. So you know what? Let's do a copy paste. So we create so I call it DES, data extraction specialist, without function calling. You can see the difference. So I still choose this model, I save it, and we will test it. So I have copied some information from a web page, extract key contact information for me. Here it is is the text. So I have to copy again and put it here. So we will write as you can see, is still recording? Yes, it's still recording. Okay, as you can see, we got the answer. So based on the provided text, the contact information for just expert is as follows: address, contact representative, contact information, phone number, email, sales text. So please let me know if there's anything. So it works very well, right? So very often when you have a lot of information you want to extract, whether it's a name, maybe it's a company name you want to extract, or maybe it's the address, or maybe it's something for the medical application, extract the key gradient from the instructions. You want a structured output, right? So we say, okay, give me so structure the extract information as a JSON format. Now we have the JSON format, and you can see we have company name, address, contact representative, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it works well. But you cannot scale this kind of things, especially if you use API. And for now, we need the function callings. The function callings has many benefits you could use, because here is just you have to tell the ChatGPT every time you say, I want a JSON format. So, or even you want, okay, give me markdown table format. And then you have this kind of markdown table format if you use it to render the HTML. But what if we could add the function that tell GPT every time you extract the information, I always want a certain format. So you give the specific data structure that ChatGPT has to follow. That is called functions. Function calling by outputting a JSON object containing relevant documents or the information. So this is one of the features that I love most. Probably is the most important feature I love, or you know, you get what I mean. So we now come back to this one. So I have to refresh it because I have 3 agents now. Come back to this one, we will test it. You see, I have 2 functions added here. So we do it step by step, okay? So we do it step by step by coming back to this one. So now we want to add a function. And if you come here, you see there's examples. If you click get weather, OpenAI will give you some examples you could follow. Let's read it together. You will give a name of the function and you describe it what the function do. Then you give it type. Type should be always object. So this kind of file called JSON file, right, is JSON format, which is basically a dictionary with a name, with a key, with value. So name is like, it's the map information. Here type mapped as an object, and properties, we have location. Type is a string, right? It's a number, and description, and we have unit. So what I want here as a not get weather, as get context. Say okay, instead of determine, so extract context for me. The property, not the location here. Look, this name was named by ChatGPT. We can specifically tell the ChatGPT, okay, company name in this format, description, the firm name you extract from the text or website. And then we have another one. Let's say now I want email, only want email, right? It's also a string, and I give it a description, and then we say, okay, the email address on the web. Okay, so make it simple, and we save it. Now you have a function called get contracts. So if we run it again, so I will clear everything, right? And I copy this information. I said, okay, here is the information copied from the web. Extract information using the function. So we paste here, we just run. Okay, we didn't tell ChatGPT, wait a moment, okay, we need to save it. So I didn't save this, we have to save. So once we save it, so let's rerun again. So extract the information. You don't even need to tell what exactly you want, because from this function, we already described the thing we want. We run it again. It's a little bit slow when you sometimes call these kind of functions, but with API, it will be a little bit faster. You see, we got this returned. The function was called. Actually, the function was not called. The function will be called by you in the future. So this is just a demo. If you use the API, it will be better, but I want to show you how powerful it is. So here we submit success, true, right? So because, did we get what we want? We want email, a company name. It shows here. We also want to get email, right? And we got the email. So of course we should submit success true. Then you see the email address is this, but when you use it, it will give you the format this thing. So give me the parameter. Give me the parameter of this function as JSON. You see? Now if you want to use it for the downstream, right? Save it to the Excel table CSV. With JSON, do a little programming, it would be much easier. Or you could organize it with code interpreter and transfer it as CSV table, or whatever it is. So I want to add another, edit it again. So instead of email, I want to add another one called country code. Right, so country code, and the country code type should be number instead of string. So we say, okay, we describe the country code that the company belongs to for their phone number. I will save it. Yes. Okay, this is, you have to be very careful about the format. Did I type something wrong? Like this? No. Email description. Okay, we didn't cover this. Every time you want to required, we always want to required company name and email. So you don't put the require some parameter of key will not returned. Let's see. Okay, something going wrong. If I okay, you see, I forgot this. I forgot this comma quotation things. You have to be very, very careful because you really have to follow the JSON format. Still, we got line 18 column. Now I'm confused. Maybe here. Yes. Okay, we save it again. We said okay, run the function again. We say okay, we check email, company name, just expert. Okay. Because we edit in the middle, so we have to clear everything and rerun it. So, or the other point is that because this session started, we didn't put all those things, so we'll clear this session, copy everything, cut here. That's okay. Here is the information copied from the web. Extract the information I specified in get context. So we run it again. Okay, you see, we got a country code is 49. And now with email with company name, with this function call, you can extract, structure any information you want online. So that's why I love it, because it will really boost your productivity, especially you work a lot of data, a lot of text data. Because if you work in Excel, right, you can use Excel table, R programming, Python, whatever SQL to process information very fast. But with the text, sometimes difficult. But now with this, you can really do it very well. So success, true. We say, okay, and you get this. But this is just the format. If you want this JSON, so it's okay, give me the JSON file. So you have it. How beautiful it is, right? So when it was released last year, I fall in love with this function immediately. Later, I use it for so many things. Okay, I will also show how you could use it in the programming with Python, whatever the other APIs. So let me stop here a little bit. So function calling is a feature that makes ChatGPT very powerful. It structures the data very well. It follows the JSON format. For those who have not used JSON before, it is very simple format. It's just a key value pair. So don't be scared by it. It is very easy to use. And I have another example to show you how to use it on the screen. So Let's review the structure of the function calling features. You need the function name, parameters and properties and requirements, as we have did it on the lab session. So you have to follow the format from the OpenAI and just configure it as what the document told you. When we did the lab, you notice that I made some mistakes. We missed the format. It will not work. So you really need to be careful about it. So always start with the example provided by OpenAI and define the structure of data, and remember to save it. But of course, if you do the programming, you don't need to follow these rules. So you can just call the function directly. Please do more labs. Okay, do more labs to get familiar with the function calling feature. It is very powerful. I also put the Python code on the screen, so you can see how to use it in Python. OpenAI's cookbook is a very good documentation for the programmers who learn how to use this function in Python or JavaScript or the others. But I guess now they mainly provide the Python and JavaScript, so yes. Okay, let's come to another section. So, I ask the question, why does ChatGPT love JSON format, and why we have to put in JSON format? So here's another secret I will share with you. Probably the first secret. Consider function calling is the first secret, open secret. Everybody knows it now, and this kind of not open secret. Some people know, some people don't know. Majority of people don't realize it. So by the way, if you ever upload some videos to YouTube, you will notice that YouTube will ask you whether this video is for kids or not. Since my video is not made for children, so I could show you more secret, like this one. So we will now do another small lab session, and you can see what kind of data the LinkedIn collects from users. So it's very interesting. Not, like a secret from Victory, but a secret from LinkedIn. Okay, if you come to my LinkedIn or any people's LinkedIn, right? You go to their homepage or your LinkedIn, you click Inspect. Right? On the top left, you will see Elements Console Source Network. If you go to Elements, you click the head. You see a lot of information, some meta name, page key, robots, Bing bot. So this is for Microsoft Bing bot to collect your data, so much easier for them. So allow it to do it, and also have some iOS, Android store. So you can see I use iOS instead of Android, right? So they can basically will tell other people I'm using Apple instead of another mobile phone. I have my title link, so limits profile name, blah 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 blah. If we come back here, there is a script called application LD plus JSON. If you click here, you will see a big JSON file. So I will just copy this, copy elements. I come back to this. I have already put it here already, JSON view. It's kind of formatted well. Let's see what the data they collect. But the most interesting thing is this one. Reviewed by type, person, name is me. My Chinese name is Fei, so my English name is Michael. When I saw this, I was like what's going on? I never reviewed this information for you. It turned out whenever you put any information into the LinkedIn, right at the beginning you register LinkedIn, you click, did you agree this thing? Do you agree that? Do you agree that? There's a bunch of things you agreed. And part of this is that you agree to review this information for them, and they will organize all this information as a JSON file. For instance, type as a person, address, I'm living in Frankfurt now, organization, what I worked, education, where I have studied, it's everything. So the image, job title, worked for, it's a big JSON file, right? So this I want to show you. ChatGPT like JSON file because on the internet there's a bunch of JSON file for them to fetch. So of course they love JSON file because they eat a lot of JSON file every day. And I'll give you another example. We go to Amazon.de.com robots. TXT maybe. Yes. You see, every website would tell other big players on the internet what you can get from website, what you are not allowed to get it. And now they recently added a new one. I told you from previous video, GPT port. So this allowed everything. So Amazon said, okay, if you are the ChatGPT from OpenAI, don't get any information from me. But I guess anyway, OpenAI will get information from them. So because they have money, they have computational powers, they want high quality data. And if you test the Amazon for some prompt, so sometimes if you to OpenAI prompt, let's say, okay, I am a prompt bot and I could not generate image as you ask. Let's search. Okay, they remove it. Sometimes if you put this, I'm a bot and focus on image generation. Yes, you can Google it because on one time, if you type some of the instruction and the prompt that they use for GPT, you will get some product. Somehow people use it and put it on Amazon. So yes, I guess this shows you why GPT works way better with JSON format. Okay, so we will stop here. So after knowing big players like LinkedIn organize my data so well, I want to know other organizations called schema.org. So this organization was founded by Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, and they have been working together for many years to organize the data on the internet. They standardize the data format on the internet. They have been working on it to actually continuously, collect our data, everybody's data, improve it and structure it. So I hope now you understand, understand better what does high quality 50 terabytes data mean. I mean, I have several master degrees and the data was reviewed by me. It should be high quality, right? If you look at that lab session. And they use it for free. So, I mean, fair game 101. But the takeaway is that ChatGPT works very well with JSON format because they eat a lot of JSON data, right? So on the internet, there's so much JSON data flying around everywhere. Of course, I mean, they get used to this kind of data. So now we will check closely how LinkedIn used my data. We do another small lab session. So I want to show you how you can ask LinkedIn to send you all the file they collect from you and all the activities they monitor to you. So let's go for this lab session. Okay, if you go to your LinkedIn, you click this Me, right? There is a setting and privacy. And if you come here, there will be data privacy. I think you can click get a copy of your data. and you can download everything they collected for you. But first you have to request. After you request it, they will send to you, then you could download it. Then you will have a look at whatever they collected from you and whatever inference they did it for you. So I have already done this. So let's have a look what they collect from me and what they use it for what. Here's the list of files that they have collected, organized for me. So LinkedIn also did some career inference for me. They think I'm a people leader. I'm not sure how they did it, but I think it's very interesting. They also did the age inference for me, saying that I am 25 to 34 years old, based on my education and experience. So on the right, on the screen, you can see all those kind of things. So if you're interested, ask them to send your data, take a look. But will I stop using LinkedIn? Probably not. I will use it more often. That's for fun, because about this text is generated by ChatGPT after I typing no. Because I see our society as an interaction process. I will continue using LinkedIn because the faster information flows, the faster society evolves. It is kind of a trial and error process with certain rules, right? So when we share information, we could iterate things fast. You give me your data. If I use it well, we will be happy. If I use it badly, so punish me as you wish. So. But also there are some people who want to share the knowledge and experience with others, like me. Like this lady. So, by the way, this image is only for education purpose, to explain it to you what is Instagram and how it looks like. So, anyway, you got the point. This slide was added later as I noticed that she put her Instagram account labeled as a public figure. So I don't have to say it's for educational purpose because it's public figure now. So you got the point. No more image now. So let's summarize what we have learned so far. GPTs are trained with a lot of data. Knowledge graph is a map between different data they organize as a knowledge graph. So we should avoid using ChatGPT to answer general questions or like big questions. Function calling is a secret weapon for extracting information you want. Json format works very well with ChatGPT. Scheme.org, schema organization is a good place to find the structure of the data. So sometimes you might want to describe your data with certain structure or organize them. You should go to this website and learn it and use it with ChatGPT. So, by the way, to balance the gender ratio, I have to put more points in my slides. This guy is very environmental friendly as he does not need to wear the t-shirt. So you can see how jealous I am of him. Okay, you have heard a lot today. You learned a lot. But hang on, okay? I know the video is long. The information is very intense. But let's do a final experiment with ChatGPT. This time, we will build an agent that could help us to rank the search results. You will learn a framework to do prompt engineering in a scientific way. So this kind of task is relatively hard for ChatGPT, but with this example, you will learn how to think, how to design a prompt. Okay, here is the problem setting for this agent. So I noticed a company called Watershed, a software platform to help business to reduce their carbon footprint comprehensively. I want to know about it. This is the company, but to understand this firm better, especially how this firm helps firm to reduce carbon emissions, I Googled it. I found many results. I select 30 of them and put into a JSON format. But now I want to know which one is best because there are so many, right? So how could ChatGPT know what I want? For these things, we need prompt engineering. You cannot just tell ChatGPT directly, okay, this is what I want. So, okay, let's go for the lab session. Okay, let's do our final lab session. It's called Search Rank Analyst. So I put the instruction here so we could read it together. You are an information ranking analyst that is responsible for accessing the relevance, significance, and quality of data, implementing ranking methodologies, and organizing information based on predefined criteria from clients, of course. Your role involves continuous evaluation, collaboration with stakeholders, and development of an effective ranking system to support organization decision making. So you're now hired as a helpful assistant at HyperGI, and helps the employee of HyperGI to access the relevance, significance, and quality of data and online search results. Then we choose the GPT-3 and we save it. Now we will test it. So here we will have to use the retrieval things because we will upload the 30 results. I found it from the Google, so we click retrieval, we save it, right? Now I need to add a file from I even don't know where I put it. Oh, okay, I put it here. Json data cleaning result. So we just save it here, right? You can also upload it here. It will be the same. So, so I said, okay. I have done some Google. By the way, if you don't know how to do programming, download the Google results. You can always just copy paste, right? So what I just search this company. You can just copy paste, or there are some plugs. So some Chrome plugs to download Google search results. You can just download it, or if you know the programming, you can use Google API. So this Google has API, but for certain amount of search, you have to pay. So anyway, we come back here. We said, okay, I've done some Google search. Company called what? Shed. It is a firm that could help others to measure carbon emission and reduce it. So I want to understand the technology behind it, as I want to create a similar firm to make lots of money. Let's say it this way. Okay. So let's run it. Oh no, we haven't to tell. Well, we said okay. So give me the most relevant results from GSE data clean the JSON. Okay, so we run this. So because ChatGPT has to go through this file, it takes a little bit while, and okay, anyway, it reads it, it got it. So the search results contain relevant sources that provide insights into how watershed helps company measure, reduce, blah, blah, blah. Here are the relevant one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see it didn't work as I want, because this source 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let me open my JSON file so you could have a look, because when you get it from the Google, it is exactly same. I put the result index, zoom it, I cannot zoom it. I put the result index at 1, 2, 3, 4. It's basically just give me the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it also makes sense because Google works very hard to make the results relevant to our search. So you type Google BERT search. They even have an article called "Understanding Searches Better Than Ever Before," because whether it's OpenAI, ChatGPT, or Google, the model is they all rely on a model called transformers. It's a machine learning transformer model based on a paper called "Attention is All You Need." Yes, this is probably the most important paper this century. Yes, this century, I would say. Both BERT model and also ChatGPT or the GPT, you see the graph here. So they are relied on this transformer model. So because when you search something on the Google actually already use this transformer model, help you to give you the most relevant things. But the ChatGPT should supposed to understand my intentions better with the instructions, right? Because Google does not have my instructions, and OpenAI has my instructions here. It should work better. But why it still give you 1, 2, 3, 4? Because this lab, it shows you really have to learn some languages from the algorithm to ask the right question or give the clear instruction. So what I mean here is, look, I said, okay, just get the most relevant results. This is very general, kind of is more like a command. It's like, I put the instruction here, I command you do this, I command you do that. The better way is you have to think about what is your data structure, right? And we have 30 results, and how, if you are the programmers or the algorithm, how would you rank them? So let's say another way, because when we find the results, we always have to compare, right? So we do ask like this. So I said, okay, you have 30 search results, and use results 1 or 2 as benchmark to find all possible alternatives that could help me to understand the technology that watershed used. So now you see, instead of giving me the best, okay, you see, that's why sometimes I always say that it's difficult to have a startup rely on API of OpenAI because it's really not stable. Very often you reach the limit, you have to try again. The reason we reach the limit is because this file is quite big. To retrieve it, they have to go through it. So to help me to understand, okay, let's rerun again. Run field. Okay, you know what? I will close this retrieval. No. We clear everything. I close this. I go to test. I turn on. Probably I have to delete it. Okay, I have to delete this file. I will delete this. Okay, you know what? We will delete this agent and create a new one. A search random list. I put instruction here. I choose a model. And this time I will not put the retrieval because retrieval takes a lot of usage. Instead of that, I will copy paste the text everything. So let me open this text. So I copy paste everything. It's okay. I have did some search on Google. Here the results I got. Now give me the top 5. Not give me now. Select the best. Select the top 5 results that could help me to understand the technology used in watershed, as I want to learn their tech and open the similar firm. So here is the results. We run it. It's too big. So let's say I do maybe third top 10 instead of we do everything. So because it's a big file, I do top 10, let it select. Top 50, something like this. Oh, a lot of copy paste things. So I did Google search on a firm called Watershed, and I want to know what kind of technology they used to help firm to measure and reduce carbon emission. Here is the results in Json. Okay, we have to cancel rhyme. Let me organize. Copy paste here. Oh, it's so slow now. So I guess too many people are using this. So okay, let's clear everything. I type it again. Oh my god, I hate this. So I have Googled a firm called watershed and got some results. Now find the top 5 results that could help me to understand what kind of tech they use to measure and reduce carbon emissions. Here is the result. So, okay, yes, we give it less text. Let's see how it goes. It's still running. Okay, you can see we still get the 1, 2, 3, 5, and KPMG, ERM, and whole carbo washer. This is, let me click this. This is from technology. Okay, let me search the technology.com so we'll see whether it is from the 5 or not. Okay, it's good. So this is from the 9, so they put it 5. It's good. To be honest, I actually want to test because I did a purpose and put, I think, 23 or 24 as a very good technology because it cannot the process. So that's why we cannot test it. But I still want to show you how you can use the way of algorithm thinking to find the ranking things, because when we think about the ranking, we can talk about the sorting algorithm. Most of the sorting algorithm is about have a set, right? You have a set. I think I have. Yes, you actually have always some benchmark compare and move around. By describing this process to the ChatGPT, it could help you to rank things way better than if you just ask, give me the most relevant one based on technology or whatever. Because for that, it will only give you the contents that related to the keywords. But by setting some benchmark, it could compare and sort. Okay, so here you come back, okay? It said, okay, use the use the result with title as a benchmark and compare with other results and find all possible alternatives that could help me to understand yes, this is what I did. So let's say, okay, now instead of ask, give me the relative one, I said, okay, have a benchmark, compare with others, give me the alternative that is better. And you can see this time we compare ERM and water, how carbon with goes business insider. Yes. Number 4 and okay, we say by comparing 3 relative results with the benchmark, you can gain a comprehensive. So measure the reduce. This one, the entrepreneur climate form, we could click and check it. This one is the company's website to tell you how they did it. Of course, they should include this. And this one is a KPMG. Let's read it to test whether it's really relevant or not. Yes, measure reduce. They will describe. And then you say, okay, this one, Business Insider, okay, accounting, couple of any blah blah, investor interest. So unlocking solutions, okay, it describes solution in this part. So I just software, for example, calculated the company's carbon footprint based on financial data that's uploaded to the platform. The data include all operating costs, including, for example, employee flights. You see, okay, this good. This is very good one. So based on the insider, it give me the related one. So number 4, right? And number 5, technology we already verified is a good one. Now with the alternative, it still give us number 4. It's still very high. 5 is founding story. Something changed. Number 2 is still very good. You see, it's with certain tricks you can continue to improve with agents to work towards something very well. Okay, so now I would ask a more specific question. So okay, I want to know the specific software or IT tech that they used either from open sources like GitHub or others, so I could build the similar software. Okay, maybe let me phrase that. I want to know the specific techniques that they used to build the software. So any information that could help me to understand how they create the software. I have to pause here. Okay, let's get back. Somehow the ChatGPT gives things that I want some plan, but I said I don't want the steps. I want the results from certain results I give to you. So let's run it. So we say, okay, are not explicitly outlined in the validated content. The search results primarily focus on the object, the impact of what shared software. It's true because I did it on purpose. That articles who mentioned the specific software or the input data they use, it shows around 20 to 30. Because I want to use this example to show you when you know how the algorithm thinking could use the language to give the instruction on ChatGPT to sort and rank, you will get it. But because we reached the limitation, so I cannot show you. But the data I will share with GitHub. You can play with the different prompts. Never just command ChatGPT, oh, give me that, give me this, give me the best. So you need a systematic way to do the prompt engineering. Okay, now let's summarize what we have covered, and I will tell you what is a scientific way of doing the prompt engineering. I hope once you finish this lab, you will understand more what is prompt engineering. You can ask ChatGPT, but it will be quite long to read it. It's also not very instructive. To put into very short, my answer is prompt engineering is not called command engineering. It is prompt engineering. So you don't command ChatGPT like do this, do that, give me this, give me that. this is better to really prompt like, I have this blah blah blah, they are organized in this way blah blah, now arrange them based on the number of value, so have the structure of your data, of the input, describe them and give the clear instructions of what they want. We will have a principle for you to use. So we should avoid command GPT to do something. We should always do prompt engineering instead of command engineering. So now, final moment of this video that, why you should spend time watching it, because I will now introduce you the framework for prompt engineering that we used at HyperGI. So whenever we get a lot of information, whether it's a text or structured data, we always classify the tasks into different categories. Do I use ChatGPT to write or generate something? Do I use ChatGPT to extract or retrieve something? Or I use it to rank or sort something? I barely use ChatGPT to analyze big data, CSV or PAQ or Excel, because you use Python, R programming, other things. Most time you work with the text data with ChatGPT. So you always classify the task into 3 categories: write, extract, or rank. So keep this big picture in mind, because any computer is in the end just receive some input, process it, and generate some output. So let's say I have some simple input, something like this. I booked a flight from New York to London. If you want them to write, then you probably give some instructions, like let them create, I'm planning to stay in London for 3 years. Sorry, not 3 years, for 3 days. Then you ask ChatGPT to continue to write. Or you want to extract, right? So maybe the extract places, whether New York, London, you use a function calling or retrieve something. In the end, you might want to rank. That's the everything you will do. Write is to add something. Extract is to get something. Rank or sort is to rearrange. That's the all possibilities you would have. You can combine them together, but in the end, it's just those things. So write and extract are easy to understand. Most effective ways to give some examples. We also recommend brainstorming together with ChatGPT, because it's always a good way to get some good examples. Remember, use function calling, okay? Remember, use function calling, and remember the secrets I shared with you. Many points, I made it on this lecture. But the ranking is a little bit tricky. So you need to understand the data well. You need to know how to design a good prompt. In the life, people always want the best. But what is the best? It's relative. It's really relative to your needs. It could be very subjective, like this one. So is this the best fashion or best clothes, or this is the best? Depends what you like. But best could be objective too. When it comes to the objective, always design the metrics, measurement first. I really like this quotation. It goes like, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. So you want to measure something, you want to manage and improve something, you have to measure it first. We are also supposed to have another lab session that I will show you how to measure with the metrics with ChatGPT, but I think I will skip it because the video has already become long, so you might get bored of it. But contact us if you want to learn more about it. We also develop and deploy customized GPTs for different companies. And we also develop the multi-agent system for our clients that will be automatically working together to solve a problem for you. Okay, to summarize, knowing the data well is very important. And maybe learning a little bit about algorithm is also important. So I put one of my favorite from MIT on the screen. You can have a look at it. But of course, if you have no time to learn, just use the following framework. It is very easy to use. Here, ask ChatGPT what is decision making. This is the answer. Decision making is the process of selecting a course of action, right? Executable actions, like I put into the prompt, from among multiple alternatives to achieve desired outcome or solve a problem. It involves evaluating various options, considering their potential consequences, and choosing the most suitable or optimal solution based on a set of criteria, goals, or value. Decision-making is a fundamental aspect of human cognition that is applicable in various contexts, including personal, professional, and organizational settings. If you look at this, the multiple alternatives basically means you have many choices, right? It's a set. Choosing the most suitable optimal solution means you will have to have a best choice. A set of criteria, goals, or value is about the metrics. Then, to put those three together to have the best choice is just a ranking. It's a sorting problem. You have something and you rank them based on the criteria. After you rank them, you get the best choice. Let me repeat it. You have many things, many data, many choices. You want to have the best choice, but you need to have a metrics or criteria to sort them, and then you get the best. So I hope this would give you the framework, right, to really think about how to do prompt engineering. In the end, it's about, whether it's you extract or you write or you rank. Classify them into three categories. Use the framework we give to you and design the prompt. Okay, before I finish this video, I want to introduce this concept and this book, because with this, you really nail it. The title of this book is called Algorithms plus Data Structures equal to Program. And this principle still aligns to the prompt engineering. You always have data structure first. Think about how you would organize your data structure. Put the algorithm. The algorithm is just the prompt you would design. Then you have your things. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and if you do like it, please give it a like and subscribe my channel, so I will see you next time.